Happy healthy Monday, everybody. And today's podcast is brought to you by Microsoft 365 and the modern workplace, where Paul might not actually see the modern future. Maybe. I don't know.
I have that. It's the seasonal allergy thing.
Yeah.
You can kind of feel that little.
Yeah, the little pollen in the back of the throat.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like my back of my throat is coated with green powder.
Mm-hmm. Which is
spring is wonderful.
It is. It is wonderful. So there is a Microsoft event today. Probably by the time some people are watching this, listening to this podcast, it will have already happened. I was gonna say transpired. Yep. Is that the right word? Is that the word?
Yep. We don't know what they're gonna say, so we can't. Sometimes we can record this ahead of time and put it up after the event, but we actually don't know for sure.
Yep. Not today. Not this time. Which
we have ideas.
I just heard it sounded like a chimp, but I'm pretty sure it was a bird. Again, up on my chimney.
Probably not a chimp.
Yeah, that would be more alarming than anything else at this time. Brad just runs out with a broom.
I guess they just let the animals out of the zoo. Week 3.
Zookeepers just stopped showing up. They said, "Come on."
The Cincinnati Zoo opened its doors.
Yeah, that's great. Anyway, so this is going to be happening. We will obviously cover whatever is announced, but you can find all that information, which will be up on the site, on the Twitter feeds, and all that good stuff.
So people know Microsoft is letting us discuss this as the announcements occur, so we're free to live tweet or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not streaming this. There's got to be some reason.
They might be just in deference to the internet issues,
But I don't think that. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know either. But anyway, they're letting us handle. I don't know. But you know what? People would have complained. They would have been like, "Oh, if you're going to stream it live, then you should have told us ahead of time." And
I mean, which is ironic because everybody's probably working from home, and this is probably the actual one they could have tuned into. So to set the expectations here, the minimum I think that we're expecting is Microsoft 365 for consumers, which is just a rebranding of what exists. Yeah.
And then it kind of in Office 365, I should say. So as you kind of step up from there, Brad has talked a little bit about some of the additional features that might be coming. I think you mentioned a password manager and
what I hope to see. I don't know for sure, but that's what
right. But these are just possibilities because we don't know. In other words, over and above the minimum, these are some of the ideas. And then Mary Jo doesn't think this is going to happen, but there's a possibility they'll announce Teams for Life or whatever they're calling that, basically the consumer version of Teams. I suppose there's a small chance we'll hear about some strategy, if there is one, to replace Skype, potentially, with Teams. I mean, we'll see.
They should replace it with MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it.
Yep. It seemed to just work,
Yeah. I think it's been so long since I've used it.
I know. No, I really liked it. There was a lot of confusion back then because there was a Windows Messenger at a time that was built into Windows. There was an MSN Messenger that was obviously updated much more often. They had side projects like NetMeeting and and of course Skype came into the picture, and there was all kinds of I don't know, but I do have memories that MSN Messenger worked well.
Yeah. So. We got that. We will see that's in here a couple hours. That'll be. Yeah. I bet this thing is pre-recorded too, because it's 8 a.m. Pacific time.
I hope so. Yeah. Although we do those Stephen Rose things that, what for him is going to be 7 a.m.
I mean, it's not unprecedented, but they're doing it on a Monday, which they usually do these things on a Tuesday for a reason. So I'm betting that they recorded it like Thursday of last week or something.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Yeah. I mean, we would never know. All you got to do is just kind of make it say like, "Hey, Steve, go get the coffee," and then it sounds like a live event, right?
So I wonder about that, by the way. I spent a good chunk of the weekend watching Xamarin videos. Last week they had what do they call them? Like a .NET Conf event, all day Xamarin, I think 7 or 8 hours of Xamarin content. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched, the what we'll call the keynote, and then a couple of the sessions or whatever. And all of these things involved people who there was actually 1 or 2 people, I guess one guy who was in the Channel 9 facility, so it looked like the professional Microsoft set, and then everyone else was coming from home, which has its own fascination, honestly. But like every single one of the things I watched, there was some technical issue where it was like, "Oh, Bob, sorry, your microphone wasn't on for the first 5 minutes. Can we just start over?" And but they did it live, and it's like, guys,
you can
there's no reason to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the value. I guess there's some value in live, but I don't know, for information like that and for what we're doing. I don't mean to say it has to be rehearsed, but I mean, cut out the mistakes.
I'm sure it's rehearsed. This one is especially. I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because we'll see. We will see. Other couple notable achievements this weekend. I finished my bar finally.
I saw that. Very good.
Yeah, it took some time. It's now secure, stable. Now the great thing is, all we need are bar chairs, which we can't forget.
Yeah, non-essential item. I think you could make an argument that they're essential. Maybe you should contact Amazon or Costco, or wherever you go to.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're gonna buy bar chairs at.
Yeah, actually, you could go to Costco or Walmart if you feel like taking a life in your hand, and they probably have them in there.
Look, he died getting them, but they look really great.
He barely made it to the door, but that was a good choice.
So, a couple other things. I need to still finish up the. There's 2 posts I'm working on. One, I started writing the basement remodeling master post. That's going to take a while. Nice. And then I also started writing the, which I thought I was going to get done today, but I blame George because he had me doing something else. The getting my daughter started up on an MSA fiasco.
Oh, yes.
That's about halfway done. It'll be done this week. I just had to get some other stuff done for today.
I'd like good MSA support for children. It will be done this week. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. I'm actually curious to see if anything they're going to announce today impacts this. So.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point, because there's, education. I guess the educational stuff probably falls under the commercial side of Office.
Yeah, I would
think.
But I mean, this could be, I don't know, family. Who knows?
Yeah. Homeschool, whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's some great feature that I have to force my family to use so I can write about it. I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
Sure.
Why can't we just use iMessage? We all have it. No.
But that is an interesting point, because this weekend, 2 of my wife's friends from back in Boston wanted to do like what they called a FaceTime thing. Mm-hmm. And so the reason they wanted to use FaceTime is because they both have iPhones.
Yeah.
And my wife does not. And so she has this old iPad mini that was mine before, and she kind of holds this thing up and she goes, "Can I do FaceTime on this thing?" And I was like, "Yeah." But I'm like, see, this is the problem with proprietary solutions, right? Mm-hmm. So if you use like Zoom or Skype or whatever, it works no matter what you have. Facebook Messenger does too.
Yep.
But when you buy into this one-way dead-end street that is the Apple ecosystem, you have to be, it's the coronavirus. So it's like you get to communicate with some of your friends.
Yeah.
Like
choose wisely.
I'm just saying, like this is an extreme example of why that kind of decision making is wrongheaded. And that's why when I talk about Apple devices, it's like, look, make your own decisions, but you should try to go for cross-platform open solutions wherever possible, and not the Apple lock-in. It only works with our stuff solutions, and that's what FaceTime is. I mean, that's terrible.
Also terrible is there's supposedly Call of Duty 2 or Modern Warfare 2 is going to drop this week, but it's only the campaign, which
I know. I saw rumors about it being just campaign, and I was thinking to myself, this can't be right, because like I could see there being a separate listing for campaign and multiplayer maybe, but as it's gone forward, like it's pretty much just campaign. And let's say, like as you and I discussed briefly before the show, like what I really want to do is check out those multiplayer maps again. And when they redid Modern Warfare, the first Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, of course they have the multiplayer experience, and it's funny in some ways because it's the first modern, if you will, Call of Duty multiplayer experience. So it's very restricted, compared to what we have today. Like there are 3 kill streak items. You don't get to choose them. Everyone has the same ones. It's like I think it's a UAV,
missile,
a helicopter, missile and a chopper, and whatever. Anyway, Modern Warfare 2 had improvements. So did 3. It'd be really neat to experience that again. I guess you have to go back and play the original if you want to do that. Which you can do.
They're going to drop it probably again. I bet it'll be like later next year or something like that. They'll bring out.
You think the multiplayer?
Yeah, because the reason why I was somewhat like, I don't say intrigued or concerned or whatever, is like they just put out Warzone, and then they're going to come out and put Modern Warfare 2 remastered. Like it didn't make sense. So I'm betting that maybe in like 6 months from now they drop that, or maybe it's next year or something. So it's not competing with the game they just released.
The way to do this correctly would be to base a multiplayer experience on Modern Warfare 3, so maybe when that thing is remastered, but have it include all of the maps from 1, 2, and 3. You know?
Yeah.
And it could be like a Modern Warfare multiplayer remastered. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But it showed up in the PlayStation Store, so I'm assuming it's going to drop.
Oh, it's already there.
Well, it's like a loading or landing page for it or whatever it is. So it should be arriving.
I mean,
soon.
of course I'm going to get it. I'm a goon, but like, it's so disappointing.
How many? Do you think we're into thousands of dollars you've invested into Call of Duty?
Dude, Call of Duty games are like Star Wars movies. I will buy them in whatever form I have to, as often as I have to. You know, it's just. I personally funded George Lucas's kids went to college because of me. Activision was kept afloat financially.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, they appreciate your.
I'm sure they do. They seem to, yeah.
So, all right. Well, it is Monday, and there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, Microsoft said that their cloud services in areas where people are doing the social distancing thing is up like 775%. Modest increase. Modest. So
that's 1 week, by the way.
Yeah.
So hopefully that evens out. You know, maybe next week it could be 7%, then everything will be okay.
What's 700% plus 7%? Is that going to work?
I don't know that percentage. Yeah, I don't know what that is. What's 7%? A 7% of a 700-something% increase is probably still a huge increase, but I don't know. I'm not a math guy.
Like another 49% or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Trying to do math in my head. That's scary on a podcast. So things that aren't scary, folks, is Microsoft 365, like how I did that. The Modern Workplace. You can find more information in the link down below. We'll catch all of you right back here tomorrow.